from a city in Germany named Hamburg.
Yes.
So the Germans created it in the early 1800s and later brought it to the U.S. So we have the Germans to thank for the hamburger. So this is Big Carl, and it's one of my favorite burgers from Carl's Jr. So if there isn't any new burgers that I would like to try, I'll probably just get this one. So hamburgers have become an important part of American culture because of its popularity and convenience. First, I will discuss how hamburgers represent American culture, and then I will discuss how I identify with culture. Hamburgers represent American culture because it is one of America's most popular foods. They became popular because of the growth of fast food restaurants like McDonald's in the U.S. and people had access to a cheap and delicious meal. And it's also conveniently made, so you can eat it with one hand, like so. And it is also popular because it is versatile, so you can make it more than one way. So yeah, there are many ways to make it, and many restaurants have different takes on them. So if you don't like what they have to offer, you can make your own. They're pretty easy to make, and you can find the ingredients in almost any store. So I just talked about how hamburgers represent American culture. Now we'll talk about how I identify with the culture. I identify with the culture because hamburgers is one of my favorite foods, and I've eaten burgers for a long time, like since I was little. And I remember when my parents would take me to like fast food restaurant, like Carl's Jr. or McDonald's, I'd always get the hamburger meal. And even though I don't look like your typical American, I've come to identify myself as with the culture through the food. And I enjoy being part of this culture and being in this country because there is no standard culture. There are many cultures to experience, and many people come from different backgrounds. And we can all relate to others by sharing common interests, like food, for example. Food brings people together regardless of where you come from. And in conclusion, hopefully now you know more about hamburgers and how they became an important part of the culture. First, I discussed how hamburgers represent American culture, and then I discussed how I relate with the culture. And to wrap it all up, food is an important part of any culture because we get to experience other cultures through the food. And by sharing similar interests with others, like food, for example, we can find a place to belong within a culture.